challenges. Speaking of that, she had a post-show press conference. Mercedes had a post-show press conference after Wrestle Kingdom 17, and she said that New Japan Pro Wrestling was lucky to have her first, and also stated that this is just the first stop on her tour of world domination. So now that she's in New Japan, she has the title match February 18th. Where do you think Sasha shows up next? Where do you think Mercedes shows up next?
Hmm. Honestly, I think with her being such a big draw, I could honestly see her pursuing her dream and just staying in Japan and doing Stardom and just
Mm,
elevating that division. She didn't mention a lot of names that she'd be happy to work with. You could tell that she probably wasn't watching it like steadily because she kind of botched
mhm,
a few of the names, but it looked like she was more interested in showing up and dealing with those female talents in Stardom than she was in AEW. But I could see her working in AEW for the simple fact that they do have like connections with New Japan, and I think they may also at Stardom. Do they? I guess
mm.
because like Stardom is like underneath.
Underneath New Japan, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like I could see her doing both, but I honestly feel like with the way she came out in New Japan, I'm actually very much interested in seeing her in Stardom a little bit more than AEW. Could they use her? Yeah, but I feel like there's more to be done if she stays in New Japan. If she
Mm,
does go to AEW, there's only like a few talents that I feel like I'd be very interested in seeing her work with. But I feel like considering with the whole way she tried to reinvent herself, and I don't want to say exactly simulate to the culture, but like she tried to like really like readjust herself to be tailored for this audience. It just feels like she's trying to prepare to go there after what I saw. Because in my head, when I first saw her come out, I thought she was going to be the Sasha Banks that I remember. It's kind of
yeah.
odd for her to like tailor herself for the audience, and then she's more likely going to have to switch back unless she develops another character of some sorts
Mm,
for AEW. But
that'll be
that's where
tough.
my final answer is Stardom. What do you think?
I think that she is going to stay in New Japan and Stardom and work with that division. However, AEW's in LA next week, and Saraya has been teasing this mystery partner, and we talked about this previously on the show, and I said Chris Statlander, but I think she's still injured. And based on the little segment that they had during Dynamite last night, Britt Baker was like, "Well, I'm the boss of the women's division." And then when
I didn't see that.
Britt chose her partner, and it was Tony Storm and Sheeta. She was next to Sheeta and Tony Storm. Sheeta kind of cut Tony a little look, like type of situation, which leads me to believe that Sheeta is going to attack Tony Storm and Paige Saray is not going to have a partner, and then that's going to lead to Mercedes Monet being Saraya's tag team partner
That would
next
be
week when they go to
wicked.
LA. Now, am I saying that she's going to be permanently in AEW? Probably not, because I feel like she wants to be in a promotion that is focused solely on the women, and Stardom is a promotion solely on the women. You know what I mean? And the connection that they have with New Japan allows that women's division to be on a bigger platform. However, listen, if we know that like if there's anybody outside of WWE that has the wallet to accommodate Mercedes Vernado, it is Tony Khan. And the LA show is going to be one of their biggest shows to date, not just TV shows, but pay-per-views included, because they're going to be in LA with this new presentation and a new set, which we will get to later in the show. They're in front of these media execs. And to be honest, this is what's going to set the table for the next set of negotiations for AEW television, right? They're going to be in front of these execs and they're going to have to give them a reason to extend their contract. They're going to have to give them a reason to pour in more money into the company. And I believe if you have the Young Bucks and you have the Elite versus Dev Triangle in this seventh match of their series for the trios titles. You have MJF is going to be there, obviously, and obviously with this mystery partner, if we see Mercedes pop out, it's going to give the network executives a lot of incentives to invest heavier into AEW Dynamite and Rampage. And I feel like Tony, will probably shell out some bread and be like, hey, I'll hold you down. We'll talk about possibly signing later, but just pop out this one time and we'll make it work. We'll do
Oh my
something.
god,
So,
yeah, and then imagine her coming back with the belt, like if she does win the belt off Kyrie, and then her
right.
popping up. That's like really good, like double promo,
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
I can see what if we had a Forbidden Door 2 and we have Mercedes versus Jamie Hayter for either the IWGP Women's World Championship or the AEW World Women's Championship, winners take all. We could have a situation like that. But
Yeah.
I do believe that Mercedes' next stop is probably going to be AEW. Not saying that she's going to sign a long-term contract, or maybe she will, but I feel like as far as like the next stop, I think Mone is AEW. But want to know what
She's gonna have
everybody else
asterisks
is.
in hers.
Oh yeah,
She's gonna be
want to
like
know.
bouncing. Sorry, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, no, go. I'm my bad.
No, I was just saying, like, I can see that she's gonna have like an asterisk in her contract to where she's not gonna be signed to one location.
Oh
She's
yeah.
gonna like be flowing back and forth because she is gonna be like their it girl. But I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Go ahead and ask the audience the question.
but we want to know from you guys, where do you guys think that Mercedes is going to show up? Do you believe that she's going to be in AEW this week? Do you believe whatever? Where do you think she's going to stop next? But we are moving on.